But what can end up happening, in my opinion, is that some of those images can kind of look the same, right? Can kind of look very kind of similar. And again, like if you shoot Sony, absolutely nothing wrong with that. Please, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying for me and the work that I do, or the work that I'm seeing, I'm kind of, we live in a world of AI where it feels like half the images we see are AI now, right? Or could be. Is that AI?
Yeah.
Oh no, oh no, it was just taken on a Sony camera, right? And this is kind of where we can, kind of be like we need to be careful. I'll just tell you a story. I used to manage a photo studio a million years ago, and I used to be responsible for training kind of like the new staff coming in, right? And they'd usually be, fresh out of college or whatever, art college or whatever. Yeah, got my little bit of paper, and I'm ready to go. Jack, get me in the studio. Just put me in there. I said, yeah, that's cool. Just before you do that, let's just have a quick chat about photography, what you're going to be doing, what you think we're doing, and all that sort of thing. So, I just want you to sit down. I just want you to write out like three or four things that you think make like a perfect photograph, right? Just write down, just a small list of things that you think make a perfect photograph. And, you're going to get in focus, right? You're going to get correctly exposed. You're going to get, rule of thirds, the white balance. Do you know what I mean? Like these things, like this is the list that I would typically get, right? Eyes sharp and all this sort of stuff. Okay, cool. And I go, brilliant, love that. Okay, I want you to give me that list. I want you to now go away, and I want you to just go online for an hour, and I just want you to bring me back 20 images that you think are the greatest 20 photographs that have ever been taken by humanity. And I want you to bring them to me. Like, this is entirely up to you, but you bring back the 20 best photographs that have ever been taken and show them to me. So they go away or whatever, Pinterest or whatever, and they come back and they bring me these 20 images. I go, wow, these are incredible. These are beautiful. Wow, some beautiful images. Now, when you look at these images, this is like one of the first things you think, wow, that's in focus. Ooh, the white balance on that. It's bullshit. It's fucking not. This is not what makes a great photograph. Like, these are not the elements of these iconic images that we see, or we scroll through 1,000 images on Instagram, and the one image that maybe makes us stop today. If you're looking at that image and you're going, that's in focus. That's crazy. Like, these are just prerequisites. These are just like the basic things. Like, this is not, these things that you're listing out that you think make a perfect image, perfect photograph, is not what makes an amazing photograph when you see it, right? It's going to be like the pose, or the expression, or the power, or the color dynamics, or the angle that it was taken at, or just, it's just a million and one things that you can, and you can do this yourself. You can do this yourself. You can go away, choose 20 images, and be honest with yourself, and look at those 20 images, because everybody's 20 images will be different, which is why I used to do it, right? Which is why it's really important. I do this when I'm training new people. I go, like, your style that you don't think you have is hidden in those 20 images, because everybody's 20 images is different, right? And if, like, there will be common areas in that image. So for like one person, it'll be a lot of these shots are taken at a low angle at like 50 mil, or there'll be a huge use of like complementary colors, or there'll be really dynamic, edgy posing. Like, everybody's 20 images are different, right? But within those 20 images is your preferences and your style. And that is what's going to be speaking to you. But at no point is it that's correctly exposed. Love the white balance on that. It's fucking bullshit. It's just
Yeah.
not. It's just not. This is not what makes these great iconic images. And for some reason, like, camera manufacturers just love to use the very simple, like, yeah, it's going to be in focus. This next shot you take is going to be in focus. Like, okay, cool. But I need something else, though. Really, I'm looking for something else. So I think that this is great. Like, these cameras can do that, but I think that they can end up creating images that kind of look the same. And to your original point that you brought up, however long ago it was, that I am, seeing a lot of people using these old lenses that they grabbed off eBay, or they shoot in film, or maybe they're maybe using a couple of lens filters here and there, or maybe they're, just trying to take the edge off, their images, like me, shooting at 60th or 50th of a second, just trying to give it a little bit of life, give it, breathe some life into this very kind of clinical medium that we have. Like, we're not a photocopier. We're not trying to replicate exactly what's in front of us. We're trying to say something beyond just a Xerox of the scene in front of us. Like, what are you trying to say with this image? Are you trying to empower that woman that you're photographing? Are you trying to make the CEO of this company look like the guy? Like, you're going to get down low, make him look powerful in shot, or are you, trying to shoot more glamour work, and you're going to be up high shooting down with her on the bed and that sort of stuff. Like, think about what you're trying to say with your images, rather than just letting the camera do all this work for you.
That's the shooting with intent part. And as my friend Steve Brazel used to say, or he always says that, he's like, if you're focusing on the grain and the noise in an image, then that image probably has bigger problems than just noise.
Yeah, I mean, if you're noticing that, then yeah, you're right. You've kind of lost you've kind of lost the meaning a bit of the image. Yeah.
I mean, that's one of the reasons why I think a lot of photographers nowadays are sort of drawn to maybe rediscovering film or like older technologies, because and I see that in myself really. It's I've sort of recently really gotten into having fun with the medium format film, and really it's an adventure for me. There's no professional connotation to that. It's not like I'm not selling prints or anything. I'm just doing it really because I think it's a personal challenge and it's just fun. And as I always say, like, sort of in this, for me, in this sort of overly digital world, where everything is, perfect and pristine and quick, and we're talking about volumes all the time. On a typical shoot, I come back with thousands of images. But when I go and I spend an afternoon shooting a roll of medium format film, I come back with 12, where really 11, because on my camera, the first frame is always...
I know, right? Yeah.
So it's budget. So, that's fun. It's a challenge. It's challenging me as a photographer. And the fact that I can see what I've just done on the back of the camera screen, it adds to the anticipation and the thrill of it, in a sense.
Yeah, I got like a Pentax 669 up there that I still shoot with, and I don't really share those images, but I think it's an extremely useful exercise, because I think that it's very difficult to kind of replicate what your brain is doing when you're shooting film. What I mean by that is you're kind of forced into thinking about every aspect of the image before you press the button, right? Which we become very lazy about doing, And I know when I'm shooting film and I've got, like you say, like 12 shots or whatever it is, I definitely don't think I've ever got 12 shots. But my point being is that, I'm like, okay, am I happy with this? Composition is looking good. Yeah. Okay, maybe the model's chin could do with coming up a tiny bit. Okay, that hair light, just maybe get a little bit more, bring that hair light a little bit higher. You're really, really thinking about the shot before you take it. And it's very difficult to get yourself into that headspace on digital, because there is no repercussions, right? There is zero repercussions. So I think it's an incredibly valuable learning tool, for anybody listening. You don't need to go out and buy a medium format. You can just go pick up any kind of film camera and kind of play around with it, during a shoot. And I'm not saying, look, pack it in, guys. Sony had their time. It's back to the old Olympus, right? The old Olympus OM1s. Like, it's time to go back. I'm not saying that. The next shoot, do everything that you would normally do, and then at the, just save a few minutes at the end of the shoot or the setup and go, let's just grab the old 35mm, let's bring it in here and let's just grab some shots, and see if your brain starts acting slightly differently, because I think there's a huge amount to be gained from shooting like that, for sure.
Absolutely. Like, slowing things down will just allow you to really focus on all of those important details, I
think as well, the resulting image is something that I'm fascinated by. And look, this is coming from I was born in 1980, so I was coming up, late 90s, and we were kind of raised on the, Vogue, Tatler's Bazaar, all that sort of stuff. The Face ID here in the UK, we were raised on that in terms of inspiration. This is pre-internet, remember? So, that kind of, just that iconic medium format fashion image is just ethereal to me. It really is bizarre as to what power that kind of holds.
Thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed that clip, then press here for the full episode in glorious Technicolor. Hey, and don't forget to subscribe.